Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Libra, let's jump on in. Let's start with looking at your recent past energy. What has Libra been dealing with? What has Libra been dealing with? You are good enough. Prosperity lies ahead. Believe in the impossible. Okay, so I feel like this is some energy of dealing with self-doubt, but I feel like it goes a little bit further than that. I feel like there have been maybe situations or relationships in your life that have made you doubt yourself even more than usual. Like maybe has you, I don't know if it's questioning your worth or kind of second guessing whether or not you are good enough. Like maybe I'm not as lovable as I thought, or maybe I'm not as talented as I thought. Like almost as if there are some energies around you maybe trying to bring you down or hold you back in a way. And I think that that's where, a lot of people can get really tripped up, especially if you don't have like that inner confidence and that belief in yourself and in something bigger than you. When you're experiencing energies trying to hold you back or bring you down, you might believe them. You might believe, okay, yeah, this is proving that I'm not good enough or proving that I'm not capable. And I think that a lot of times what we don't realize is overcoming those situations and those energies in our life is actually what creates and manifests our success and whatever this might be talking about. But let's shift gears. So that's what you've been dealing with. So where is Libra at now? Working through your fears. So now I feel like a lot of fear has kind of surrounded you. It's almost as if this is a period of you needing to really show up as the person you say you want to be and for the life that you say that you want to have. And I think that might sound a lot easier said than done, but you have a new start is coming. And I feel like it's almost as if you're kind of in that resistance period on the path to something really good. Any time that we try to step out of our comfort zone or improve our life or make a change or whatever the case is, we are immediately going to be met with resistance of some sort, whether that is our fear or our self-doubt or insecurity, like in real time. It might be in the form of a person or an obstacle or a challenge or a temporary circumstance or whatever the case is. And when we're experiencing those things in real time, we're kind of being given this option of like, are you going to choose to believe these things, that your self-doubt, the fear, the insecurity, or are you going to choose to believe that you are capable of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, or that you're just as lovable as you believe? So right now, and I don't like to use the word like test, okay, because I think that gives this indication that the universe is testing you in some way, almost as if it's like a negative thing. But what I really see this as is we are going to face obstacles, challenges, resistance in our life. And the universe is sitting there, fingers crossed, going, come on, choose yourself, choose to believe in yourself, choose to believe you're good enough. Like it might not feel like it, might not seem like it, but we've got your back. And you're facing kind of those limiting beliefs and those fears in real time. And I think that as you do that, you actually are creating whatever this is talking about. So it's almost as if this is kind of this energy of, not giving up, not believing your fear, which is so much easier said than done. But What does Libra need to know about their immediate future? You and your loved ones are safe. Hold your vision. So it feels as if this is saying like things are going to be just fine. Like hold on to that vision. Hold on to this idea that you have like for your life or for your relationships or your financial situation. Like that vision that you have is still very possible. Now, right now, when you're dealing with fear, it might feel as if it's not, and you might be seeing more obstacles than you are like proof that you're good enough or deserving or that it's possible or whatever the case is. But this you and your loved ones are safe card, I feel, is something that a lot of the Libra collective that I'm speaking to, I feel like really needs to hear. There might be a lot of anxiety about your future, about the outcome of a situation. And I feel like you need to know that everything, like you're going to be good. You and your loved ones are safe. Like you are going to be good. You're going to be taken care of. You might not know how or what that's going to look like, but I just feel like I'm speaking to maybe a little bit of a Libra collective that's experiencing maybe some heightened anxiety or overwhelm of some sort about something like a future outcome. So let's dive into this even further. You are good enough here for Libra's recent past. So it feels like you're struggling to believe you're good enough for something here. Past energy for Libra. There's the World in reverse, but it didn't turn all the way around. The Judgment with the Death. So there was a cycle. You were stuck in a cycle here. A cycle of maybe playing it small or doubting your worth or doubting your potential in a way. And I feel as if the universe, that it's almost as if the universe is trying to put an end to that cycle, because I feel like I'm speaking to a Libra collective that's been playing it small, or like holding yourself back, or I don't know, like shrinking yourself to fit in places. And I feel like this is the universe trying to put a stop to that in some way, because I think that what you are like meant to experience is so much more than maybe what you, I don't want to say settled for, because that gives this indication that it's been a conscious decision. But you know, we do have a tendency to accept whatever reality we believe that we're deserving of. And sometimes we're taught through our experiences and our trauma and our relationships that we're deserving of so much less than we're really meant to experience. And so sometimes we'll stay stuck in relationships or careers or, just in general paths that don't make us happy, don't fulfill us, maybe even do the opposite, harm us in some way, mentally, emotionally, even physically, and we stay there because we've been taught that we're not capable of experiencing more. And I feel like this is, I'm speaking to a Libra that was kind of stuck in a cycle, maybe even unknowingly, and this is the universe helping you break out of that. But, there's a lot of fear that comes with change and stepping outside of your comfort zone and believing in your worth and all those things. Current energy for Libra, work through your fears. It's like no more playing it small, almost. Oh yeah, so I feel like there's a lot of unknown in your energy. Now, I like this Emperor energy. So Emperor, 4 of Swords in reverse. I feel like you got tired of this. Or you are getting to a point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. And I feel like this Emperor energy is kind of like taking charge, stepping into a leadership role, or like kind of being the leader of your own life, like the leader of your destiny, if you will. And I feel like it's almost as if you kind of had to get tired of this to finally say like enough is enough. Now, maybe you are trying to make certain changes, but there is so much that is unknown with the 7 of Swords here. And I feel like that is maybe adding on. That's where the anxiety and overwhelm is stemming from, is you're like, well, because it's, a lot of times we stay stuck in cycles that is less than what we deserve because it's familiar. That's one reason, right? We oftentimes will choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. And sometimes when we start to make a change from leaving behind a familiar hell to open up to the possibility of an unfamiliar heaven, our ego absolutely hates that. And it goes, whoa, what are you doing? This is where we belong. We belong in what is familiar and predictable and within our control. And even though this doesn't make you happy, like, this is where we're safe. And you're like, no, I'm miserable. I need more than this, or I deserve more than this. And I feel like that's kind of this period of your life that you're in. But with the Seven of Swords, I feel like this is the synergy of there's so much that you don't know and so much that's out of your control that's going to bring up a lot of fear. It's going to bring up a lot of anxiety. And to be honest, it's supposed to, because the life that we desire is on the other side of our fear. And if we don't ever face that fear that controls us, it will continue to hold us back from the things that we do truly deserve. And I think that as you're moving forward, like, you're going to continue to experience unknowns. There's going to continue to be things that are out of your control, but that's why you have this, you and your loved ones are safe, because you need to know, like, you're good, you're taken care of, everything's going to be fine for you at the end of the day. I saw this meme. It was from the show Rick and Morty, and it said, in the end, everything is going to be fine. And if everything is not fine, it means that it's not the end. And I think sometimes we really have to remember that a lot of the pain and the anxiety and all the things typically means that we're just still in the middle of a journey. It doesn't make it easier, but it certainly can help with knowing that there is an end. All right, what does Libra need to know moving forward? You and your loved ones are safe. What does Libra need to know? Oh, I like this. 5 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. I like this. Okay. 6 of Swords, Empress, 6 of Wands, King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I get with this thing. 3 of Swords in reverse. I think that you wish things would have been different. Whatever this was, wishing things would have been different. Maybe you had really high hopes for something, or you really cared about someone or something, and things weren't working out, right? And I feel like, again, you kind of got to this point where you're like, I can't really take this anymore. And like, you wish things would have been different, but this is this energy of choosing yourself anyway. This is the energy of being scared and doing it anyway. The energy of saying, yes, I'm disappointed. Yes, I wish that things were different, but I know that I'm deserving of more. I know that I'm capable of more. I know that I can and will do more with my life. And I think that being able to move forward, I think that one of the biggest things that people don't tell us about growth and just self-improvement in general is there's a lot of grief in that process. And it's not just grief about what's lost, because as you grow and as you evolve, you're going to lose people. You're going to lose situations that just don't align with you anymore. It's not just about that, but it's grief of the person that you used to be, grief of the future that you thought you were going to have. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad decision to choose more for yourself. It doesn't mean that it's bad to desire better. It just means that it's different, right? It's change, and it's good change, but it doesn't necessarily always have to feel good during the process. So I like this a lot, because I feel like, Libra, you are really trying to stand tall in your power. It's hard, it's scary, it's overwhelming. There's a lot that you're unsure of, but the more that you can move forward with that energy, with choosing yourself, knowing your value, knowing your worth, I think you're going to be pretty freaking surprised at how good things turn out in the end. Because, one of the things that I used to use tarot for a lot was to predict what was going to happen. I always wanted to know what's going to happen in my life, what's going to happen in my life. And it, you know, sometimes I get the answers and sometimes it would just create more confusion and uncertainty because then I'd think that something was going to happen a certain way and it wouldn't happen that way. And I learned that that was intentional because we're not supposed to know exactly how things are going to play out. We're not supposed to know exactly what the right answers are, making sure that we're doing the right thing at all times and that we're prepared for what we can't control. In fact, that's quite the opposite of a spiritual journey. It really is about embracing what you don't know, embracing what you can't control, embracing that belief that you are supported by a higher power and that things are always working out for your highest good, even when it doesn't feel like it. And no, that isn't easy. If it were easy, then a spiritual journey would, everyone would be on one, right? But it always helps you find that inner peace within, that when you're in the middle of chaos and when things are overwhelming and out of your control, that it's going to be fine in the end. And I feel like it's good for you to know, I think, that you are going to be fine in the end. In fact, I think that things are going to be better than you think. But okay, let's get you, oh my goodness, this is an overall theme of the reading for Libra. Overall theme of this reading for Libra. Make-A-Wish, assurance. I like this. This Make-A-Wish card, and renewal of peace. Oh, I think you needed that. Renewal of peace, assurance, Make-A-Wish. Okay. What you desire is not out of reach, no matter how much it might feel like it. And I think that that's why this process is really hard, is I think that you had your mind set, and I kind of already said this, like on a certain outcome, right? You were very hopeful for a path or relationship or whatever the case is. And that didn't work. It didn't work out. And that is disappointing. Okay, there is no way around that. That is disappointing. But sometimes when things don't work out the way that we expected, we can get it in our head that means that we are never going to be happy, or as happy as we would have been if things would have been different. And I'm not trying to downplay your loss or downplay how things didn't work out. In fact, you were probably completely valid in feeling, the disappointment and the sadness and the grief that you do. But that doesn't mean you can't still be happy, loved, abundant, or successful in all of the ways that you desire. It might look a little bit different than you expected. It might happen in a different way or in a different form, but you can and will still experience the things that you desire in this life. And I think that and that's what I feel like this Make-A-Wish is about, is like, don't stop dreaming. Don't stop wishing for the things that you desire, even if it didn't work out in the past. And have this assurance that you're going to be just fine and that things are going to work out as long as you can hold on to the belief that they will. So I don't know, it's a really beautiful reading for you, Libra, because I feel like you guys have been going through a really difficult time. And I feel like you maybe have been in this difficult period for a while, but I feel like on the other side of this is just so much beauty and potential. And maybe you're tired of hearing that within itself, but that's kind of what it's like when you're going through the thick of it, is you get tired of believing that things will ever get better, but you keep doing it anyway, and then eventually one day they do. All right, Libra, let's look at this past energy. You are good enough with the Death card here. Let's dive into the story a little bit more. I always think of these readings as like peeling back the layers of an onion. Like we've got the outside layer, and then we peel back a layer, and then we peel back a layer, and then the extended is we're finally getting to the core of it. All right, past energy here for Libra. You are good enough with the Death card. Temperance. Sun in reverse. Very patient and very unhappy at the same time. The Sun in reverse is this energy of, there's the Seven of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse. Hang on. I gotta finish pulling. Ten of Swords, yeah. All right. So this Temperance card to me is this energy of, I'm unhappy, but I am putting up with it anyway, waiting on things to improve, waiting on this person to change, or for my boss to finally pay me well or treat me well, whatever the case is. And I feel like you were in this for a while. It was like just honestly, what this feels like is putting up with some BS. Like just putting up with it, with so much, hoping that it was going to get better. But I feel like it never got better. And that's why, and with the Seven of Swords, I feel like it's like if I make this decision to put a stop to this or put an end to this or step out of my comfort zone in some way, like it's going to lead me into kind of like a black hole of the unknown. And the black hole of the unknown is really scary. There's a lot of potential and excitement there, but there's a lot of fear and anxiety there too. And I think with this King of Pentacles in reverse, there might have been this focus on maybe your material circumstances in some way. Like, well, if I do this, and this is totally valid, okay, but if I leave this job, like, I don't know how I'm ever going to have the money to pay the bills. Or if I leave this relationship, like, I may never meet someone again. Like, what if, if this doesn't work out, it'll never be as good as it could be, or whatever the case is. And oftentimes we avoid temporary discomfort because we're afraid of that temporary discomfort, but it just creates a long-term discomfort for us at the end of the day. And I feel like that, I think that I also feel like I'm speaking to a Libra collective where this could be like a job or this could be like a really unhealthy relationship. Like, I feel like there are a lot of different levels to what you could be dealing with here. So I'm hoping that I'm not like offending anyone in how I'm talking about it one way or the other, because again, your experiences are valid. Your emotions about those experiences are valid. I'm just looking at the overall energy, right? So eventually I feel like you realized or something happened and what you were waiting on never happened. What you were hoping for never happened. And I feel like it hurt. It was painful. Maybe even felt like a bit of a betrayal by the universe. And I think that that's maybe what you're struggling with now, is maybe you really thought the universe had your back and it felt like it didn't have your back in this situation, but maybe the universe does have your back, just a way that's a little bit different than you think. Maybe it, that situation, because a lot of times we don't see that rejection is divine protection, and endings can actually lead to really beautiful, really abundant new beginnings as long as we're willing to believe in that. But let's shift gears here. Current energy for Libra. Work through your fears with the Seven of Swords here. So Libra, you've been through a lot, especially recently. You have been through a lot. And I think that this is a pretty big, I feel like this is a big, one of the experiences in your life that you're here to have. We're here on this earth school to learn, grow, evolve, heal. And sometimes we do that in painful ways. It might not seem fair and it might not make sense, but believing that there's a purpose for it, I think, can certainly help. All right, current energy for Libra. Work through your fears with the Seven of Swords. There's the Empress, so there you are, Libra. I love this energy. I love it, the strength. The Empress, the strength. Okay, Page of Wands in reverse. We're still struggling, but we're freaking... Okay. Hang on, I want to see, is there anything else here? The Ace of Swords in reverse. Libra, you have a lot of reasons to give up, and you're not doing it. You have a lot of reasons maybe to give up on yourself, to give up on love, to give up on what you desire, and you're not doing it. I feel like this is why I think this reading is so beautiful, because I think it's really easy to give up. It's easy to fall into the darkness. It's easy to, not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's easy to believe that things are always going to be bad. It's really hard to have faith. It's really hard to believe in a bigger picture. It's really, really hard to believe that you're supported by something bigger than you in those moments where it does not feel like it. And I really like this energy for you, Libra, because this is you very much standing in your power. Choosing yourself, choosing to have that confidence. Because I said, maybe dealing with situations that felt like proof that you weren't good enough. And if you hadn't found that inner confidence or that healing to know your worth, you might believe those situations, but I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're really, really trying to stand tall in who you are and what you deserve. Now, that doesn't mean it's easy, okay? Because with the Ace of Swords in reverse, I feel like things are unclear. Page of Wands in reverse, maybe some inner child trauma. being, brought to the surface, maybe dealing with your inner child is freaking out. Again, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknown here. And I think that you, again, have every reason to maybe throw in the towel here, but I feel like you are really trying to choose yourself, set your boundaries, stand tall in who you are. And I think that, as you're moving, because I feel like you're moving forward to a new cycle. I feel like you're breaking out of an old cycle and moving forward to a new cycle. And that in-between phase is the hardest freaking phase, because a cycle doesn't fully close once it ends. It closes once we choose not to repeat it. And I feel like you're in that process of like, am I going to repeat or am I going to evolve? And I feel like you're choosing, I'm going to evolve, I'm going to believe. And I think that this is why this reading in particular kind of just feels like assurance of like, yeah, you're doing it. Like, congrats, keep doing it. Even though, again, you probably have a lot of reasons to kind of throw in that towel. But as you move forward, what does Libra need to know in their immediate future? You are safe, your loved ones are safe. It's like, this is a one step at a time kind of process. I wish I could say you choose yourself and everything changes, but it's not. It's choosing yourself and showing up for yourself day in and day out, making the hard decisions, in the little moments. That's what really makes things better. That's what changes our life. Oh, okay, Queen of Wands. That's interesting. I like it. Six of Wands, there's the Justice. So there's this, I was like, is this someone else? No, this is your energy. I saw that with the Justice there. What else does Libra need to know? Because this Queen of Wands is very action-oriented. It's very action-oriented. Seeing the Ace of Wands here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Magician, Hanged Man, Page of Cups. Libra, you need to know that you are doing the damn thing. You're doing it. I don't know what you're doing. But you're doing it. Like, whatever you're trying to do, I'm trying to heal, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to evolve, I'm trying to create, I'm trying to do better. I don't know what you're trying to do, but you're doing it. Like, again, it's very action-oriented. You have the Magician, you have the Hangman, Hangman and Page of Cups within itself. It's like surrendering to divine guidance. Surrendering to, surrendering to the belief that there is more, even when you haven't seen it yet. And that's what's creating it. This Ace, or the Six of Wands with the Ace of Wands, is very much like, this is about action leading to success. It's like, and I feel like it's all about how you're freaking handling this. How you are handling your current energy is going to pay off. And I think that it might be so hard with where you're at, but it's almost as if, like, this is you reaping the rewards of choosing you, of trying to have faith. And I think that that's what faith is all about, right? It's like, well, because hope and faith, I think, are a little, hope in a certain outcome and faith are two very different things. I think that sometimes we mistake one for the other. We think like, oh, I have faith that this is going to work out exactly this way, when in reality, faith is about saying, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know the universe has my back and I know things are going to work out for my highest good. Surrendering to that and letting go of that, like, this is so amazing. Like, I feel like you don't know actually how good of shape you actually are in. And that's because there's a lot of unknown, right? But I really like this energy for you. I feel like you absolutely deserve it. So this is very much like just a keep doing what you're doing kind of energy. Like, and I feel like I'm speaking to a collective who's trying to close out old cycles, showing up for a new version of their life, a better version of their life. Like, you need to know you're doing it. You might not see that yet, like in your reality, you might not have manifested yet, because it happens in the 5D and then kind of trickles down in the 3D, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. So showing up for it before you create it is what creates it. And that's exactly what you're doing. And then this future energy is like, if you keep showing up in this way, this is you creating it. You don't need to be clear on what the answer is or how you're going to get there or when you're going to get there. You just need to know that if you keep showing up for yourself and having faith, like, you are doing the damn thing. We're going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into these messages, answering the question, what can you do right now to move forward in alignment with your higher self? So that is focusing more on kind of some tangible advice to help you navigate this period of your life. Thank you so much, Libra, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Libra.